Dave. It's November 28th, Sunday, and I'm to be at church, but I have to Ohio instead. I'm going to meet up with a friend who offered me a deer hunt up there, so pretty excited. Anyways, it's another 5.5 hours driving, so hopefully some works out this week, get a nice buck. The neat thing about this trip for me, other than I feel blessed to have the opportunity, is that in Ohio, for gun season, you can use slugs, shotgun slug. You can use a muzzle loader. Sorry about the car next door, but it's got a real loud muffler, and it's just annoying. So anyways, I was saying you can use slugs, or you can use a muzzle loader, or you can use a straight wall cartridge. So the only rifle you can use has to have a cartridge that's a straight wall. And so I have a 4570 that shoots 4570 government, which is a straight walled cartridge. I have one in my pocket. Let's see, that I shot yesterday. You see that? Hopefully you see that. Straight walled, and so I'm pretty excited to actually get to use that gun on a deer hunt. I took it out to the range yesterday on the property and shot it. I shot 2 shots, and the second shot was dead set bullseye. So I'll insert a picture of that target. So you see that right now. So anyways, hopefully as the week goes along, I keep you updated. I get time to do that. I don't know how long I'll be in Ohio, but we'll see how it plays out. All right. Hey, it's opening day in Ohio, and I'm here in Ohio with my friend Dave. Say Dave. He's got set up with little buddy here, and hopefully we'll see something this afternoon. It is 38 degrees, raining, but we're dry in the blind, and I'm super pumped. I'm a recipient of a very gracious host here, and much more than I deserve. But anyways, we'll see how it goes. Luck for the afternoon. Dave out. All right, it's day 2 in Ohio. A little bit of snow last night. It's real pretty out there. Saw a lot of tracks coming in. We saw 3 doe last night at 5 o'clock. Well, David did. And then he told me, and then I saw him. So there came right across the ridge line up there. So hopefully today we'll get her done. It's really still right now, and I'm making too much noise. So Dave out. Hey, it's Dave. So finished the hunt in Ohio. What an experience. It was amazing. So you'll see right now a clip of right after I shot a doe, and then there's a picture of the doe that you'll see too. Hey, it's Dave, and in Ohio, day 2, I just shot a doe. It looks like a pretty good size. Dave put me onto it, saw it coming, spaced it out, and he was right. I was going to shoot through this window and get a deer tonight, and I did. So hats off to Dave Wetzel. Good job, brother. All right, man. Thanks for a great hunt. Dave out. So, by far that's the biggest doe I've ever shot. That doe weighed about 160 pounds. But what was neat was the afternoon of that hunt. So that morning, we were in the blind at the same ridge, and around 10 o'clock, Dave 10:30 actually, Dave goes, well, let's go check out let's just drive over and check out the ridge by the pines. And the pines is a place that has not been wooded and provides a good safety and cover for the deer. And he says, and he has seen, that's where he sees a lot of deer move in and out of. So we go over there, and we park the UTV and get out. And he's up on an incline, and he's got his binoculars and got a pretty good view of the valley below us. And I walk down the incline a little bit, and over to the right is a little ridge, and I go up on the ridge. And in the distance, not shortly after I get down there, I see 3 deer, and it's a doe with two other doe, one doe leading 2 other doe, and they're walking. So I motion to him, and I would jump over and put my scope up so I could get a look at them and to make sure they are doe, and that's what they were. And he gets them in his view, and he sees them, and then the next thing I know, he's motioning at me, and he's saying like, deer come. So I turn, and right below from where I'm standing, a doe comes up, and it's maybe 10 yards from me, 15 at the most, and I'm standing there, and close. It was really neat seeing it that close. And then I turn. I should put my gun up. I was gonna shoot the doe, and but I had my safety on, so no go there. What a rookie mistake, right? But I turn to head back up towards where, after the does had run off, and I see where they go and know that they're just looping around. They're gonna go back. I walk up the ridge to where Dave is, and he motions me to stop, and I stop. And right following those does was a nice buck, but I was in a position there's no way I could ever get a shot. Where Dave was, he could have, but he didn't have a gun. He didn't. So anyways, I turned, and I got to see that buck run off. I didn't get to see its head, but it was definitely a big deer and a pointer. Dave got to see it. So anyways, there was that. And so we make a plan. Dave suggests, let's move the blind over here. And I'm like, yes, okay. Let's do it. So we move the blind over and get set up. And then we eat some lunch in the truck, and then come back out to the blind. And let it rest and set for a bit. And we get out there, and I'm sitting in the blind. We hadn't been there maybe an hour, and Dave sees some deer coming, and he motions to me. And sure enough, there's a nice doe. And I'm in my mind, I did want to shoot a buck, but in my mind, I'm like, one, I'm very cold, and I don't handle the cold very well. I know what a whim. But in my mind, I'm like, whatever deer presents itself, that's the one I meant to take. And this deer stood broadside about 75 yards, I guess, from me. So I took the shot and killed the deer, and you saw a picture of it. And so we're in the blind, just made the shot, and there's a little video clip right here of that moment. And then we start to gather our stuff and get a plan. Dave's thinking a plan about how to get his UTV, his mule, down into the valley to get that deer. And he's got to figure out in his mind how to do that. So we're gathering up stuff and getting ready to take the blind down and head out. And he opens the door to the blind. And the next thing I know, he's saying, "Come here, come here." And so I popped my head out that blind, and that right in front of Dave were 2 deer, and there's a couple more behind it too that I couldn't see, but I saw those 2. And their path was into the pine area was just a few yards behind our where our blind was. And so that was pretty cool too to see that. So that day there was definitely a lot of movement. The deer were all moving into the pines. We didn't see any of them moving out, but you could definitely see the movement and the deer wanting to get in there and seek out some cover and stuff. So, and there's not like there's hunting pressure on this area. It's really limited. It's only a few people that get to hunt it, and it's a pretty vast area. So it's quite a few acres, and so they're not pressured. They're just moving naturally. This is their natural movement, and that was really cool to see. So you saw a picture of it. So what an adventure, and what a host. I had a great time. Learned a lot. Dave's he's guided before. He doesn't anymore, but he's been a professional guide. He's hunted his whole life. His house is amazing. He's got a lot of stuff going on. It's a very interesting fella, and I really appreciate it. All right. And I want to give a special shout out to Dave and his wife, Tracey. They did a great job of hosting me in their house. It was an amazing experience. So I really appreciate that. As you get older, you only have so many hunts left in you. I'm not 56, so I'll be 57 soon. So it's only so many seasons, and it's not because be around. It's because you get older, it's harder to climb a tree and drag a deer out. Once you get to the point where you can't do those things, then deer hunting becomes much more of a challenge. So I look forward to each season, the opportunities I get, and having the ability to come and the offer to come to Ohio and spend it with some great people. It was amazing. And so, yeah, truly great host. Had a great time. So that's off to them. Thanks for a great hunt. And all right. Like I always say, make kindness your business. And remember, it doesn't take a lot to be kind to somebody. Often you can do little simple things. And this is the season of kindness. So good opportunity to do something. I'd ask you to share some kindness. So, yeah, make kindness your business. All right, Dave out.